One more lap to the restart here at Rockingham. Here's where the Coca-Cola Racing family is running in today's race. And that out list is growing. In addition to Petty and Jarrett, it includes Carl Long, Jimmy Johnson, Kirk Shelmerdine, and Joe Ruttman. Steve.
Well, Mike, just as Carl Long started to stumble, I reported that Casey Kane said his car is getting tighter, but that's okay. He likes it. The track temp has dropped from 87 degrees at race start to 79 degrees. They dropped air pressure on the left side tires on their last stop, Dick Berggren.
Rusty Wallace looking for his first win in 100 starts. Car had gotten a little bit loose before the caution flag. That cost him 2 spots. Not the best pit stop, 15.24. That cost him 1 more. He'll take the green in 5th position.
Robbie Gordon was the first car 1 lap down when the caution came out, so he got the free pass. Brendan Gaughan is now in that position on the restart. Matt Kenseth to bring him around for a restart at lap 279, and we'll crank it up for you. South end of the racetrack. Turn 2 now completely in shade as Jamie McMurray tries to chase down Matt Kenseth for the lead.
Yeah, I believe that's the best car right now. Saw the same thing yesterday in the Busch race. We didn't hear much out of McMurray running around the top 5. All of a sudden it comes down near the end of the show, and there he was leading the thing and winning it.
But DW, where Matt Kenseth has been so good since he's been leading this race is on restarts, getting such a jump on everybody.
He got the right gears in his gearbox.
Quaker State aerial coverage will show you the sun and the shade here at Rockingham. This is the north end of the track, turns 3 and 4, bathed in sunlight.
You know, Steve Burns was talking about the track temperature. Right now, halfway through turn 1 and 2, all the way the exit of 2 is in the shade. That track temperature has really come down. That will make a car tighter and slide around less.
But coming down the front straightaway, Darrell, you face that sun, and the lower it gets in the sky, the tougher it gets.
Oh yeah, and they, you know, guys keep on complaining about, you know, get that tear off the windshield.
7th place battle: Dale Earnhardt Jr., Sterling Marlin, and Ward Burton in the 0.
Ward's just been solid all day long, right there flirting with the top 10, anywhere from about 8 to about 15. Tell you who's really getting stronger and stronger as this day goes on also, though. Right in front of Ward Burton in the 0 is Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. Remember, Ricky Rudd in the 21 car. He's several laps down, but this is a battle for 6 and 7.
Matt has more on the point leader.
Mike, at the top of the show, he documented how Dale Earnhardt Jr. has struggled here at the Rock. Never led, still hasn't yet today. He's never scored a top 10 finish. He's still working on the top 10. They have made significant wedge adjustments on the last 3 stops. Dale Jr. says, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. The car's not perfect, but it is definitely getting there.
And right now, he is going to become an aggravated human being with Ricky Rudd in that 21 car, because Ricky's 2 laps down, and he's running right where Dale wants to be running that 8 car.
But you know, there's a word that he used that every driver, they strive for: perfect. You want that car to be perfect, because when the car is doing the work, you can just drive it so much better. You don't have to worry about what the car is going to do. That's why a driver's never happy when he goes home. It never got it perfect.
Here comes Burton, Ward Burton. Chasing 7th place.
He he actually just moved into 7th place. Ward Burton in that 0 car. His car's working right around the bottom of this racetrack.
What's messing me up is Elliott Sadler's car. They didn't put the colors back on that car.
Yeah.
It looks, as it gets over on the backstretch, it looks like that dairy car we had a couple of years ago, the move over car.
Well, if you can find the colors, you'll become much richer with the promotion they have going right now.
That's true. Sterling Marlin trying to hold that pack off. A little further back, Michael Waltrip in the Napa Chevy, Jeremy Mayfield in the 19, and Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevy coming back up in the running order, up to 15.
After getting that free pass a while ago, getting back on the lead lap. His car's just not that good on the long run, though. It's strong in the beginning, but not good on the long run.
Hey, they're staying grouped up, though. You know, as the race winds down, it seems like the guys all get closer together. Start fighting for every position. As you can see right here, I mean, these guys have been grouped up like this forever.
And Craven and Mark Martin got together there.
And I tell you, Mark Martin, his guys have kept him on the lead lap. He's sitting there in 16th after being involved in that wreck on the backstretch. Steve, a lot of adjustments on that car.
Yeah, Larry Mack, and they had extensive damage to the left front fender of that race car. They've been on pit road by my count at least 6 times. Mark had gotten loose prior to that incident with Carl Long, but they've done a great job of taping up the nose of that race car.
There's the damage to the front of Mark Martin's Niagara Ford. Here's what just happened. He slid up into Craven.
With the nose damage, the car's going to push it a little bit more, and he just pushed off the corner and got into the car beside it.
This was a view from Robbie Gordon in the 31 car. That also gives you a good shot of what driving off into turn 1 looks like into this sun this late in the race.
That's why you run up on the car in front of you so close before you realize he's there. You do not see him. You really can't see him.
Mayfield gets past 15 of Michael Waltrip. That moves Jeremy up to 14th position. 100 laps to go. The defending Cup champion, Matt Kenseth, leads Jamie McMurray by 0.8 of a second. 3.2 seconds off the lead is the Sharpie number 97. That's Kurt Busch. 4 seconds off the lead is Casey Kane, and Rusty Wallace is 6 seconds back. There's Casey. 4th place, 3.9 seconds back. A couple of lap cars, then Rusty Wallace, who's in 5th place, 6.4 seconds from the leader.
If I'm Matt Kenseth, and I know that's Jamie McMurray back there closing on me, I'd be worried knowing how he runs here. He really has this place dialed in.
Jr. 6th place, 7.7 seconds behind the leader. And right on his bumper is Ward Burton in the Net Zero Chevy. Now Sterling Marlin is a second behind them. His Dodge has moved away from Elliott Sadler's Ford by about 2 seconds.
There's Elliott Sadler in the 38, but the guy that just went by him, Kevin Harvick in the 29 car, he just moved into 9th, started back in 32nd. He was on the verge of going a lap down twice early in the race, so I think track temperature, track conditions, plus adjustments by Todd Berry in that group has him back in the hunt.
And the same way about him yesterday. You know, he didn't run that well until the very end of that Busch race. They gambled on pit strategy, got him up front, he got him a decent finish, and today here he is closing laps.
And Harvick had to overcome that penalty of restarting at the end of the longest line for cutting out from the pit entrance when a caution came out. Our pole sitter Ryan Newman blew the field away by 1/4 of a second in qualifying, but now finds himself in 11th place. Matt?
He was as deep as 14th, Mike, on the pit stop. The left front tire changer, Dennis Terry, when he's working on that left front, the impact gun broke, a lug stuck in the socket. He had to wait until Joe Pietri was done on the left rear, and then Joe went up and hit the lugs on the left front. The biggest hindrance, though, for Ryan Newman, they feel like they can't keep up with the racetrack. They continue to try to free up that 12 car, but the changes they continue to make aren't enough. The car still is tight, run after run.
Meanwhile, Casey Kane driving that train. He's pulled right down on Kurt Busch for third place.
They're having a heck of a battle. They've been side by side there for a few laps, and then Casey fell back behind Kurt to see maybe if he can set him up again, but he's really good right here. Casey is coming off turn 4.
You know, no matter what happens to Casey Kane in these last 93 laps, I have been so impressed. Can you just think of the pressure on this kid? This is only his second Nextel Cup start. He's in the 9 car that Bill Elliott has been synonymous for years, plus this is the car that won the race here in the fall.